What's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at the Kew Labs K1 wireless Bluetooth speaker from Amazon. This review is going to be broken up into 4 parts. We're going to talk about the features, we're going to talk about the design, the overall sound quality, and last but not least, the price. But before we jump into any of that, I just want to say 2 things. 1, thank you to Kew Labs for sending me the K1 for this review, and I want to assure the viewers that this is a non-biased review. Even though they sent me this speaker for free, I'm not going to be giving this a positive or negative review because of that. This is going to be 100% honest, exactly how I experienced it. And number 2, like always, if this is your first time to the channel, welcome to Plug and Play. If you like this video and you want to see more reviews just like this, please consider subscribing, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any other videos. But without further ado, let's jump into the review. So a quick rundown of the features of this speaker are: 1, it's got an awesome pill-shaped kind of design, very unique design, which we'll talk about a little bit more in depth in the design section, but the pill shape is awesome. The speaker comes in 4 different colors that are available on Amazon. Link, as usual, is down in the description below for you to check those out as well. This guy's got a built-in microphone, so you can actually make phone calls from it, use it to answer phone calls and all that without having to have your phone accessible in your pocket. This guy comes with 8 to 12 hours of battery life. I was able to get a solid 10 running it at a pretty high volume level, so the 8 to 12 hours sounds like it runs pretty solid. One of the features that I really like about this speaker, though, is the auto power off when it loses pairing. So there's been times when I'm listening to music, I hit pause, I start doing something else, and I end up leaving the speaker behind for the day, and I come back, the battery's been on, it's been sitting there powered on the entire day, and it's low on battery. This guy will automatically power off as soon as it loses pairing, which is really convenient to allow you to save some of that battery in the case that you're no longer listening to your music. Last but not least, it's got Bluetooth 4.2 as well as an IPX4 rating, so putting this guy in the bathroom while you're taking a shower or minor splashes from the sink in the kitchen are not going to bother it at all. Not bad. So now let's talk about the design of this speaker. So as I mentioned, this guy does have an awesome pill shape, which is the rounded pill shape from the front and from the rear. It does still have a flat top and flat bottom, so setting this down on a flat surface, it's not going to roll around and move like some of the other pill speakers, so that's really nice. But it still has that unique look, which is a really slick look in my opinion. This is the gray and black version. I really like this color scheme. It's not totally black. It's got it kind of lends itself to being the metal mesh on the front and back, which it has. But the gray buttons on the top are recessed, but still easy to see. If it was all blacked out, I could see these being a little bit trickier to see, especially in certain lighting. So I do like the gray accents on the black and gray version. So I think it's a pretty slick look. It is micro USB charged, and it does have an auxiliary in, and it's all hidden under a nice little rounded door here that you can pop open, and you got your micro USB charging cable and your auxiliary port in if you don't want to utilize the Bluetooth feature. And the little door is rounded and fits really nice in there, and it just completes the look really well. Now, as I mentioned, the buttons on top are nice and smooth. They're kind of recessed down into the speaker itself, which gives it a really elegant look. The one problem that I did have with this, though, is that the buttons, when they're recessed like this, they are a little bit harder to push. So give them a little bit more push when you're trying to power on and power off. It's not a big deal at all. I just noticed that it's a little bit harder to push than some of the other speakers that I've reviewed, but that's just my personal preference. So now let's talk about the sound. Audio quality on the Kew Labs K1 is actually pretty darn good. Now again, you gotta have your expectations in line. We're talking about a budget speaker right around $30, $40 on Amazon when I made this video, so you can't expect a ton. This guy comes with 2 5-watt speakers, giving you a total of 10 watts of power. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're talking about a speaker at that price point with all of the features that I listed in the beginning of this video, that's a pretty darn good sound profile. With that being said, I will say that this thing excels really well in the mids and high ranges in your audio. It doesn't do all that great in the lows. So deep bass songs, you're gonna have bass. Don't get me wrong, there is bass, it is existent, it does sound pretty darn good, but it's not gonna be super deep. So if you're listening to music like trap, electronic music with a big drop, dubstep, things like that, don't expect it to overly perform in the bass department. Again, keep your expectations in line here. We're talking about a low-cost speaker that's fairly small and has a lot of other great features. So when you're dealing with small speakers, you can't have everything. So now let me give you a little bit of a taste of what 10 watts of power on the Kew Labs K1 sounds like. So overall, guys, this is about a $40 speaker on Amazon. The price varies a little bit depending on the color that you choose, but the price compared to the features and the audio quality, I think it's a pretty good deal. Personally, I was pretty stoked when I saw the price point. When I first got this, I was a little worried that it was going to be an overly priced speaker, but it is definitely a budget speaker and it performs well for the space that it's in. The price point in comparison to some of the other speakers in that area that I've reviewed, this one definitely is a forerunner in that group. With that said, I definitely recommend you guys check the speaker out if you're looking for something in that budget space. Again, like always, the link is down in the description below. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you want to ask for any clarification on specs or anything like that, please let me know down in the comments. I would love to have a conversation with you. But other than that, that's it for me. And as usual, guys, I will see you in the next video.